Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Closing Comments here on July 7th. Let's jump into these charts and see what happened in the markets today. Did have some nice upside across the cattle market, getting this week started on the right foot for the bulls out there. Both feeders and fats picking up some ground here today. Got our August fat cattle here on the board to start us off. We did see price opening up this morning right at the midpoint of Thursday's range. Not wasting much time and getting this ball rolling higher this morning. If we take a look here, price breaking out right off that opening range, pushing above our bull pivot there at 214.52, and snapping right up to this key level at 216, which we had identified coming into the week. This is a key level dating back several weeks from now, and proving to be another important level as this market snapped right up to it, and then just got a little bit sticky right around here at 216. Did close just shy of it here today, but the bulls are starting this week off on the right foot, and we got this momentum rolling higher. We should see this fat cattle market continue to climb up here towards these all-time highs. If we go down the line here, we can see these fall, late summer and fall months for this fat cattle futures picking up some nice ground, but we do see that relative strength going out into those early 2026 months with this April contract being just about 60 cents off that all-time high here today. So nice rally here across the board going down into those early 2026 months. This fat cattle market's looking strong and healthy and looking like it's headed back towards those all-time highs. So be ready for this week to keep grinding higher and getting back towards that 220 level here, which is on deck here for this August contract. Once we get bids above 216 tomorrow and today's high at 216.40, we should see this thing cut right through this range that we put up here back here at the beginning of June and sniff out 220 in a hurry. And then from there, we should be up to all-time highs and into uncharted territory. So look for this market to keep grinding higher. Over to the feeders now. New all-time highs here today in these late 2025 contract months. If you go down the line here, August, September, October, and November, all putting in new all-time highs here today. But our focus is going to remain on this August contract. Same story over here. Price not wasting any time here today. Hitting the ground running this morning, breaking above our bull pivot there at 310, picking up a little over $4.50, and putting that new all-time high up there at 314.60. Look for this feeder market to keep pushing up into these all-time highs. We've already taken it out and gotten a close at a new all-time high, which is a big win for the bulls. Look for this cattle market to keep on rallying as we got this next leg underway. Look for this to be a nice week for the bulls in this cattle market. Should see this thing keep pushing up into those all-time highs and keep gaining value. Over to the corn futures now. Last night we saw the Sunday night gap lower. Price never really looked back here today, opening up and continuing to drive down, and ended up closing the day down here near 421 as this corn market continues to face some pressure. After last week's late rally up here into our moving averages, we did get some resistance at this downtrend line, and these major moving averages offering a lot of resistance clearly here, as we did get a lot of selling pressure coming into the open on Sunday night last night, and ended up closing pretty favorably lower here for the bears, really getting this thing rolling. Looking like price is going to be sniffing out these contract lows in no time. As we discussed coming into the week, we do have that WASDE report on Friday, so wouldn't be surprised to see this market kind of get choppy here near these contract lows and await that report that will be released on Friday. But in the meantime, this big picture downtrend remains intact. Look for those bears to keep pushing the corn prices lower. Crude oil market picking up some ground here today. Last night we did get that gap lower off the Sunday night opening here right on top of that 50-day moving average and getting a nice rally here today. Seeing prices closing above our bull pivot there at 67.58. So far here in the evening session, we have came off and pulling back down below that bear pivot, but it looks like we could have some short-term momentum to the upside here. We do maintain a neutral bias in this market as we don't expect to see a whole lot of upside from here. This oil market has been comfortable here between 65 and 72, so wouldn't be surprised to see this market continue to chop and carve out a range here in the mid-60s to low 70s at the moment. Not really getting too committed to directional trades here at the moment. Just be looking for this crude oil market to stay pretty rangy and choppy. Don't get too committed to any positions here. We just need to wait and let this market continue to digest this recent volatility and really provide some clues for the next move from here. So in the meantime, we just expect to see continued chop in this oil market. Over to the equity space now. Coming into the week, we did have a nice rally over the last few weeks here in this stock market. Our S&P and Nasdaq driving the last 2 weeks right up into all-time highs, and kind of forgetting about this recent volatility we had back in quarter one and early quarter two. Brush that off like it was nothing, and right back here at all-time highs across the S&P and the Nasdaq. We did see the Dow falling a little bit short of these all-time highs, but making a nice move over the last couple weeks here as well, breaking above that 43,000 level. We did push up into some overbought territory here across all three of our indexes. Prices just driving here with about 8 or 9 days in a row without a red close. Getting up here into new all-time highs, but uncharted territory and overbought territory as well. Looks like today here we're getting this pullback underway. However, this market has remained very strong, and we could just see a continued low volatility grind higher. At the moment, we did get this close below our bear pivot at 62.71. We do want to see this market push back down here, and any offers below 62.24, we'll see this S&P index get marked down to our 20-day average here at 61.50. So those are going to be the levels to the downside we want to be aware of. Trading down to 62.24 and then to 61.50. Those are going to be the targets to keep an eye on here to the downside if this pullback continues. But in the meantime, this market has been resilient and showed incredible strength. So wouldn't be surprised to see this thing rallying off a shorter term average and keep pushing up into these all-time highs in the nice low volatility grind higher. So for longer term plays, be looking for more of a dip to be buying here off of some of these major moving averages and support points. But in the meantime, look for this market to just keep on cruising. We do need to see those offers below 62.25 to see this thing really push down here into some more deeper value areas to buy for the long haul. That's all we got for this evening. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you tomorrow.